Hey everybody, it's Dustin again with the Webex Devices team, and today I'm super excited to give you an early preview demo of ECM for whiteboards. And what does that mean exactly? Well, ECM stands for Enterprise Content Management. And prior to today, if you wanted to save your whiteboards on a Webex device, a board, Desk Pro, Desk Mini, etc., you only had the option of storing them in Webex Cloud storage. Well, that changes today. So now you can connect to your ECM. In this particular demo, what we're starting with is going to be OneDrive. And we're going to show you how you can sign into your OneDrive account, bring up your personal folder, save your whiteboards there to be able to retrieve them later on your PC, share them out, but also be able to work with them again in the future if you want to come back to your Webex device, sign back in and be able to work on them or pick up where you left off. So let's just go ahead and jump into the demo. I'm going to change my scene here. And what we've got now is you've got me down here. I've got the board behind me, and you see in the upper left-hand corner, I've got a shot which is more closely directly to the board. And then right in front of you here in the main screen, you've got the board interface. And I'm doing this to make it a little bit easier to show kind of the login workflow. And then I'm actually going to go up to the board and we're going to interact live on the board as well, so you can see a little bit better about how this is going to work. So to start off, I have the RoomOS 11 UI here, which you can see and this is available to boards, desks series today, but we have this new app called the Files app. And when I click on the Files app, with this feature, you're going to have, first of all, linking here just your Webex, this is the Webex Edge board, which is the name of this board, and the whiteboard storage folder that I have in Webex. Now, I don't have any whiteboards in there right now, so this is empty. But when you have the ECM feature enabled on the device, you're going to see a new button down here which says Connect to Server. So when I click on that, one of the things you'll see here is that it's going to bring up a Microsoft Office 365 login. And I'm going to go ahead and log in, whoops, I spell it right, with my local Avengers account here. And once I sign in, just like that, you'll see that I'm now connected to Dustin's OneDrive, and you see this personal folder available to me, which is my OneDrive folder. One of the cool things about this integration is not only does it allow you to save your whiteboards, which we're going to demo here in a second, and retrieve them, but you also have the ability to see existing documents and open those up. So this is a Word document, for example, here. If I go into Cisco Documents, you're going to see all of these folders and things that I have listed out or available to me in this that I can bring up, including some whiteboards that I have there. But I'm going to go ahead and back out here, and actually what I'm going to do is go up to the board so we can interact more direct. Okay, so here we are again. Specifically, what I have done here is I've actually created a whiteboards folder on my OneDrive, and I've actually got a few boards in there, but I don't want to get ahead of my skis here. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and move this over here just a little bit to make it a little bit easier to see. One of the great new features of RoomOS 11 with the RoomOS 11 apps. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go back here, and I'm just going to show you how you can create just a regular simple local whiteboard. So I'm going to get my active pen here, and I'm going to change it to purple. And I'm going to say, I'm going to enable my shapes here just to make this a little bit easier or cooler. I'm going to make a circle. I'll change to blue here, just make me a quick triangle. And then one of the cool things I want to just kind of demo here is I've got my pen, which has got a color selected, but I also have the ability to use my finger and have it on a different color. So now it's set to black. I can change it to green. Make a square here, use my active pen, which is still on blue. Actually, I'll change it to red. And then, of course, my finger back to green. Kind of a neat little feature with the active pens, which you can have multiple of. But really the point here is just to show that I have this board created. It's already done. Down here in the bottom left-hand corner, I'm going to bring up that same Files app. This is the same app that I had on the home screen. And if I click right here, you'll see under Whiteboards, this is my local whiteboard that is being stored in the Webex storage, but I created it here locally. One of the things I can do now, though, is now that I'm connected to my OneDrive personal folder, is I can import my work. So if I created this, I then signed in, because I decided that this is something that I want to save. I could still go in here, say import my work. This is the board that I just created. Save it to OneDrive. I'm going to say OK. And just like that, that now appears here in my Whiteboards folder that's on my OneDrive. Now, in a second, we'll go back to the laptop here and we'll actually show you the OneDrive folder so you can see that. But if I hit my Whiteboards folder now, you'll see that that whiteboard has left the Webex Cloud and is now actually in the OneDrive folder. The other cool thing here is that you'll see that I have some existing whiteboards that were created. Some of them were created yesterday, as you can see. If I click on this board, I can actually bring it up, and this is in my OneDrive folder. This is the meeting flows. This is the actual board, and same thing. If I come in here and want to edit or new info, I have now continued to be able to work with this whiteboard, even though it's saved in OneDrive, but I still have all of the same strokes, the same abilities, capabilities that I had as though it was a regular whiteboard. So I can still change things, move things around. And then as you'll notice down here at the bottom, it says it's saved. So this is saving real time to OneDrive. So as I make these changes, it's going to update that PDF file in OneDrive automatically. So I don't have to do anything else with that. If I bring up my Files app again, you'll see that those changes are being made. It's being refreshed, and where I changed that note to purple, it's still there. I can still also bring up other boards. So I'm going to bring up that one that I had imported. You'll see now that it's saying that it's automatically saved. Same thing. I can write on this board, do whatever I need to. One of the other cool things I'll show you is now with RoomOS 11, I have the ability to have multiple apps open at a time. I have both whiteboards open, so I can actually go back and forth between both of these, still be saved. All the changes are going to OneDrive, made available to me. I can also swipe up, exit these boards, come back here, you'll see the Files app again. They're still there. There's nothing in my Whiteboards folder. So now let's say I want to create a new whiteboard. I just simply hit the whiteboard button, continue to draw. I brought up my pen feature here, with my active pen. And same thing. So this one now I've got set here to save by default to my standard Webex Cloud. I can still import that if I would like to. So I have options. And in the future, we're going to have it to where you could even have a machine account or have this board saved to a folder directly for itself and have that as your default, or to be able to just automatically save those and not store in the Webex Cloud at all. But I just, again, have that one there. I imported it. It's now gone. It's in my OneDrive folder, and I have access to it to be able to retrieve it. I can also share it out, or anyone can see it if I give them access to my OneDrive folder. Now, the last thing I want to show you here is quite simply that I can sign out. I just hit the sign out button here. I have now signed out of that server. There's no more whiteboards available to me. And I have securely, stored all of my whiteboards in OneDrive. So let's go back to the computer here. Okay. What we're going to do now is I'm going to exit out of that. I'm just going to bring over my browser here. And you'll see that I have under Whiteboards, these are all of those same boards that I had available to me. And I'm going to show tiles here so you can see. These are the same whiteboards that I created. So if I come up here and I bring up that one whiteboard where I made those changes, this is available to me. This is the PDF with the new info that I created. And I can now share that out using the same features that I would typically have with OneDrive. And just like that, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. That allows me to be able to share those files, to be able to do that. The other thing that's really cool about this that I do want to mention too is that you will also still have the ability to share and call. So all of the same features that you have with the whiteboarding service today, you'll still have that available to you. So I can retrieve those OneDrive files. And while I'm in a call, I can still do the co-collaboration with someone on the far end, be able to share those, work with those, do the collaboration features that you already know and love with the Webex devices and Webex Cloud. And all of that will then still be saved automatically to your OneDrive folder. So early preview, I hope that you enjoy this, and I hope this is going to be exciting for a lot of people. If you haven't already, go to beta.webex.com to be able to sign up for the RoomOS software beta. You'll automatically be enrolled in this beta, and you can test it out and give some feedback. Love it if you have any questions or comments, just put them below. We'll answer as soon as we can. And as always, thanks for watching.